The Snake of Death. Once, a long time ago, there was a road, legend-headed, that anyone who traveled along this road soon died. One day, a very old man happened to be walking along this road and decided to rest from his travels. He sat down on a stone beneath a tree. Suddenly, he saw an enormous snake coming out from beneath a nearby stone and glided down the road. The old man stood up and followed the snake. The snake traveled down the road, shadowed by the old man. Once it crawled into an inn and killed several travelers. Another time it went into a palace and killed the king and his youngest daughter. Wherever the snake passed, there it left weeping and wailing behind. For days and days, weeks and months, the old man quietly followed the snake. Finally, the road ended at a broad and swift river. On the banks of this river were some people who had journeyed far and needed to cross the river, but had no money for the ferry. The snake now turned into a water buffalo and slowly approached the river. When the travelers sitting by its banks saw the buffalo, they saw that it was going to swim across, and so some of them sat on its broad back as it began to swim the river, while others took hold of its tail. As soon as the beast was in the middle of the river, it began to buck and kick, and all the people who were riding the beast fell off. But all the people holding its tail lost their grip. Everyone drowned. As this happened, the old man watched it all from a boat he was using to cross the river. Once the water buffalo reached the other side of the river, it changed into an ox and slowly began to walk along the path that followed the river. The farmer saw the ox and greedily took the animal home and locked him into the stable, where he kept his cattle and goats. When nightfall came, the ox turned back into a snake and bit each animal, killing them all. Then the snake slithered into the cottage and killed all the members of the peasant's family, leaving him alone to weep and mourn. The next day the old man followed the snake to another river, where it turned into a beautiful young woman, dressed in silks and adorned with expensive jewels. This woman stood quietly next to the river's bank until two brothers approached her. At that moment, she began to weep. "What is the matter, and why are you crying?" the man asked. "My husband was bending down to take a drink when he fell into the river and drowned. I am alone. I have no family and have no friends. What will I do?" The oldest brother, overcome by the beauty, said, "Please come home with me and be my wife. I will take care of you." "All right," said the woman, "but only on one condition. You must never ask me to do any work in the house. And no matter what it is that I want, you must give it to me without any questions." As soon as the man had agreed, the woman spoke again. "At the end of this path there is a well. Go and bring me some fresh water to drink. Your younger brother can stay with me while you are gone." When the older brother was out of sight, the beautiful woman turned and spoke to the younger brother. "You are the one I really wanted. I merely said those things to get rid of your brother. Run away with me now, and I will be yours." "Never!" cried the young man. "You are my brother's promised wife, and I will treat you like a sister and nothing more." When the older brother returned, the young woman began to weep and cry. "While you were gone, your younger brother begged me to run away with him. He is a villain." Without thinking, the older brother angrily drew his sword and attacked the younger, who struggled to defend himself. They fought long and hard, and finally they both died, each one through the other's sword. In an instant, the girl took again the form of the snake and slithered down the river path. Once more the old man followed as a shadow, watching and wondering. Finally the snake turned into an old man, bent with age, leaning on a walking stick. When the old man saw the snake change into someone very much like him, he approached the other man and asked, "Who are you? What are you doing in this wood?" The old man, who had been a snake and though many other creatures, smiled. "I am the Lord of Death. I travel and bring death to the world." The old man, who had followed the Lord of Death, asked, "Can you take me now? I am weary of my travels, and my heart is sad after watching you bring so many misery into this world." The Lord of Death slowly shook his head. "It is not your time yet. I can only take those whose time has come to an end. You have still many years to live, but I will see you again." With this, the Lord of Death vanished.